Second thing is this. We are watching an MVP quarterback and a Triple Crown winning wide receiver be wasted in Cincinnati. That makes me infuriated. Joe Burrow was phenomenal again last night. Jamar Chase was absolutely spectacular. And we're going to watch a quarterback throw for 40 touchdowns and 5 interceptions and a receiver win the Triple Crown and not get into the playoffs. That is damning for the Cincinnati Bengals organization. The MVP.
Okay, I really want to talk about this more because to me, this just so highly so accurately proves that you can't just go by wins and losses for a quarterback. That there's so much that goes into winning and losing that you can have Joe Burrow absolutely balling out. Absolutely balling out. Playing unbelievably well. Nearly flawless football. And Jamar Chase, obviously, balling out as well. And yet they keep losing games. This pokes holes into this whole idea that, hey, a quarterback wins the Super Bowl. It's all because of that quarterback. Let's give him all the credit. Right? Oh, they don't win. Oh, it's all because of the quarterback. I mean, look no further than this. And I showed this graphic before, and again, this was before the Bills versus Chiefs game. But we could see how average and pedestrian those stats are for Patrick Mahomes, and yet he was undefeated through that time. And then you have someone like Joe Burrow, who's just going insane and completely balling out, and yet the Bengals can't win. I mean, what Joe Burrow is doing is just unreal. I mean, look at this. 3,028 yards, 7.4 yards per attempt, 27 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions, 67% completion percentage. I mean, it's just what he's doing is so big time. And we can even see big time throws. 21. Josh Allen's got 26, really only second only to Josh Allen. I mean, it's quite remarkable. Only 8 turnover-worthy plays. It's just such a shame. A 106 rating. I mean, he's just been absolutely balling out. The Cincinnati Bengals are just so poorly run and are an absolute mess. And it's a tragedy that you can have someone as great as Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and a couple other pieces here and there. And this is the team that you put together. And this is how your season's unfolding. It is the literal definition of wasting someone's career. Wasting their careers. I mean, it's a tragedy when you see that. And it should show you how great it is when you have other franchises that are able to support their players, their team, their roster, their coaching staff, whatever it may be. We can see the examples of those highly run franchises. The Kansas City Chiefs, the Philadelphia Eagles, the 49ers. Not to say that those franchises don't have issues or go through their lows, but this is wild. This is one of the most wild things ever when you really think about it. That you could have Joe Burrow being like arguably the best quarterback this season in the NFL. Jamar Chase going to win the Triple Crown, and they're not even going to make the playoffs. Like, not even the wild card. It's just, it's wild. It's wild to not make the wild card. I mean, it makes no sense. And you can see Joe Burrow is just defeated, man. He's absolutely defeated. Your number one franchise quarterback, the quarterback who has completely turned this franchise around and has instantly made them relevant and a Super Bowl contender, you've now just ripped his heart out. How is he supposed to feel? How is he supposed to feel going into any game this season, let alone next season, thinking that he actually has a chance to win? It's gut-wrenching for a young quarterback like this. Absolutely, positively gut-wrenching. So to see this all unfold this way, I just don't know what you do, man. I really don't. I mean, it's just The Bengals need to fix themselves and fix themselves fast. They need to find the source of the problem. Is it ownership? Is it GM? Is it coaching? Where does the problem lie? Because you have what could be an absolute all-time great. If you supported Joe Burrow, he could be in the GOAT conversation. He could be in the GOAT conversation. And yet instead, because of how bad the Bengals have been, nothing to do with Joe Burrow, people want to say, oh, well, he's really hanging on to that one playoff win against, Patrick Mahomes and that Super Bowl loss. That's what his career has been reduced to. And there's nobody to blame but the Cincinnati Bengals themselves. And if you're a Cincinnati Bengals fan, I don't know how you don't go crazy. I really don't. I don't know how you don't just absolutely freak out at ownership. Hold their feet to the fire. Demand that they make changes. Demand that they get better. Demand that they make the appropriate moves. This is the exact reason why when Joe Burrow was first being drafted, people said, hey, maybe he should sit out. Maybe he should refuse to go to Cincinnati. And then he instantly made Cincinnati relevant, and people said, hey, Joe Burrow is not afraid to, take on a challenge. That's how great he is. And more power to him. Truly, more power to him. But now we see what happens. Now we see the Cincinnati Bengals being the Cincinnati Bengals. And as an NFL fan, it makes me furious. It makes me furious. We're now going to be robbed of Joe Burrow balling out and having an awesome game in the playoffs, going toe-to-toe with Josh Allen, Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. We're being robbed that. We're being robbed of greatness. Joe Burrows don't grow on trees. We are so lucky to have quarterbacks like this in the NFL right now, who can do spectacular things. Things that not only do they obviously put up great numbers and are great, but when you actually watch them play, you're like, oh my God, did you see that throw? Did you see that play? I mean, like Joe Burrow is like can't miss TV, but he's playing on a but he's playing on a team that you're just like, what is this? I mean, this is like a Disney movie. Honestly, it's like a Disney movie where like the team is so bad and the quarterback's so great, and he's just like, he has to like, I don't know, wish, to angels or something, or like some little kid is going to become the field goal kicker. That's what they need, man. They need a dog out there. They need Air Bud to start kicking field goals for this team, or to start to play defense. Hey, nowhere in the NFL does it say that a pit bull can't play defense. Nowhere in the rule book does it say that a pit bull can't play safety. That's what I feel like I'm watching here. It's just like, what is going to save this team? This doesn't make sense. And again, it's a tragedy. And NFL fans should see it as such. I don't think people recognize just how awful this really is when you see how great of some of the play is. To be robbed of not only this man's career, but then also, again, even if you're just more selfish, we're just being robbed of entertainment. We're now going to have maybe like nowhere near, not even maybe, definitely, we will have teams in the playoffs that have nowhere near the quarterback eliteness of Joe Burrow and the wide receiver eliteness of Jamar Chase. We're going to have other teams get into the playoffs and not them. That's a bad product. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase balling out, but they are absolutely being wasted? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. It's whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.